So today I thought it'd be a good idea to finally do a review on the Biomaster Oase filters that I've been running on this 90p since the start, and this has been running for about 6 or 7 months now, so I think it's finally time that I can finally do a good review on this filter. And so the Biomasters, they have sizes of the 100, the 200, 350, and then they have the 600, which is what this is, and then they have the 850, which is the new one that just came out. Depending on when you're watching this, it might not be new no more, but it is new at the time of this recording. And the 850 is just a 600, but just I think it's one basket bigger, so one more medium basket, and it's obviously a bigger pump. But so I've been running the 600 now, obviously since the beginning, and the first answer I can give right away is Oase. Their canister filters are easily the best on the market. There's probably no other better canister filter on the market right now. The only other one I can probably say is better is the ADA ones, but not a lot of people are buying those, and not a lot of people are going to even own those because the sheer price of them. Obviously, they're very expensive. The smallest models starting at $500 and going all the way up to $1,500, and I will have some of those eventually on the channel when I do my other setups, so you guys will see those. I will plan to buy. That's the canisters I do plan to use going forward on some of my other setups. But Oase, I mean, if we take ADA out of the equation, this is the best possible on the market at the time of this recording. There's no other better Oase, no other better canister filter, in my opinion. I mean, for what you get, I mean, the sheer power of these canister filters, and then, you know, you get your pre-filter, and then you got your integrated heater, which is a big thing for me. You know, I don't obviously run heaters in my display tanks for the looks, of course. So, inline's good, but even better when it's actually integrated into canister filter. That just makes everything a lot easier, so it's really nice. So with these Oases, it's pretty nice. I mean, they come with, so depending on the model you get, it ranges from different baskets. I know the 600 has like six baskets, so I don't know. I think the 350 has like 5, and then it goes 4, 3. So then the 850 obviously has like 7. So what they usually come with is obviously your traditional like chemical media. So I think like some carbon, and then you get some biomedia, and then just a huge thing of sponges. Like every basket literally has sponge in it, and all that stuff's fine. But obviously with anything, I mean, a company's going to try to make money, and all that stuff's not going to be the greatest, especially all that sponge. It's just not needed. And with this integrated pre-filter, which makes it really nice, because obviously I can show you guys up close in a second, but having this easily to take apart and clean just makes it a whole lot easier, and that's going to collect a lot of your debris just from experience. I mean, that pre-filter takes probably 95% of your debris. Obviously, you know, the bigger bioload you have, the more that's going to get clogged faster, and it can potentially start clogging your other stuff. But the only sponge I run is a sponge that's in this pre-filter. And so what my whole canister looks like is basically all the baskets are, I changed them out for Seakim's Matrix. So I have the whole, basically 95% of this canister is Matrix. And then the top layer, I have some filter floss and then Purigen, and that's it. That filter floss and Purigen is just a purifier, so really, that's really not even needed at all either. But I like my water looking pretty good, so Purigen and filter floss definitely help. So that's how I would set up these filters personally. I would just take out everything that comes with it and throw it away. It's just, I mean, I would keep the sponges. I've kept the sponges and actually cut them up and use them for different stuff, so they're actually good sponges. But when you're setting this up for, you know, the longevity of your tank, it's just, there's just no need for all that. Those sponges will grow bacteria, but nowhere near what the sheer amount of not Purigen, the Matrix that is in here. So it's just going to do a lot better, and your tank's going to stay a lot healthier that way and more stay cycled, obviously. But so yeah, that's how I run those. And the baskets are pretty big, and they're about, you know, 3 inches tall, so you can fit, there's a lot of media you can put in it. I think total, I think in liters, I think I put like 2 or 3 liters worth of Matrix in here, so quite a lot, way more than, you know, they would ever recommend. But obviously, you know, more bacteria you can hold, the better, obviously. And so, and I think the next thing is people ask about the heaters, if the heaters are any good. Oase, they are pretty good. Now they do sell they sell the heaters by themselves now, so you can actually just buy them separately. And if you want to put them in your tank or whatever, and then obviously they fit into the filters too if you want to replace them, which is nice. They come out real easily and you can clean them real easily. The heaters are good with any aquarium heater. I mean, it's kind of off and on. I mean, everybody knows about aquarium heaters at this point. They just know none of them are that good, honestly. There's no heater out there. It's just the one. You know, the best ones are probably Eheim, and even Eheims can act up a little bit. And the Oases, I would say they're right up with the Eheims. They're definitely accurate and pretty good. But again, like, you can set it at a temperature and it probably won't. You'll check it and it won't really be like. I run this tank at 73, 72 degrees, and I actually have it right now on 74, and that's what keeps it at 70. Like, if I keep it on 72, it's just not going to keep it at 72. So I have to actually put it on 74 to even keep it warmed up to 72. So it's a little. It's not the most accurate, but it definitely does a job. But like me, I just replace them every year, no matter what. So every year I just take it out and replace it with a new one, just to be safe. So I know that at least they're somewhat new and working good. But you might just have to mess with it a little bit. Obviously, I wouldn't be like cranking it up to like 80. If you're trying to do like, if you're trying to keep your tank a little bit warmer, I wouldn't be cranking up a lot. And because potentially if it does crank on and heats up to that temperature, you're gonna hurt your livestock or hurt your tank, plants, and all that. So, but my tank, I keep it so low at a temperature that I'm not worried. Even if it heats up a little bit, even if it does actually heat up to 74, it's not no big deal. I mean, it's basically room temperature, so really this heater almost does nothing at this point, but it just kind of keeps it in check, basically. So that heater really doesn't get used just because the room temperature is basically what the tank is. But yeah, other than that, what you'll get with this is obviously you'll get your black tubing, and then you'll get a little spray bar, I believe, and then a plastic intake, and those are fine if you don't care about the looks. But obviously with this tank, I replaced it, and you can see I have clear hose right here, and then with also you stand up, so we have the clear hose that goes all the way up, and then also we have ADA lily pipes at the top, just for aesthetics. But definitely would recommend, if you have the extra money, definitely do that, because it definitely does look a lot better, especially in these plant tanks. Just having lily pipes and clear pipes just makes everything look a little more professional. But yeah, other than that, I mean, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm kind of already a little too long. But if you're still watching, thanks for watching. And yeah, that's basically all I really need to say. I mean, it's just a great canister filter. There's not really much. I mean, there's been a few problems that people might have. Like sometimes the flow gets really restricted because of the pre-filter. Or what I've seen is a lot of people, the reason the flow kind of stops because sometimes if you put the media baskets in kind of weird or at an angle, it kind of restricts the flow. So when you put the media baskets back in, if you ever go to clean them, just make sure you perfectly lay them flat. And when you get to the top, just make sure the reveal is even all the way to the top to make sure that basically is a self-check to make sure the baskets are all level. Because for some reason when they're not level, it just restricts that flow, and then you'll have almost little to like no flow coming out your pipes. So that's just one problem I've seen, but it's a really easy fix. But yeah, then obviously the pre-filter and then the primer, obviously I forgot to mention that, but that's pretty self-explanatory. The primer is really nice, it works really well. Primes your filter pretty much 2 pumps, and your filter's pretty much primed, so it's pretty strong. But yeah, other than that, I mean, if you guys have any other questions, definitely let me know. I know I probably didn't answer everything in here. I know I probably missed a few things, but yeah, other than that, definitely follow my Instagram at JJ Aquariums, and other than that, I'll see you guys on the next one.